The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Sidebar, its guests, callers, and advisors are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS Verizon Media Group. Sidebar, a 103.5 The Beat podcast, is a production of ILTV Studios and may not be reproduced or represented in part or in its entirety without the express written consent of Verizon Media Group. Sidebar is the intellectual property of Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2024. All rights reserved.
Welcome back to Sidebar, 103 The Beat podcast, powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanner. Story time. It's 2016. I'm walking home and I feel somebody poke me in my back. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm on the side of East-West Highway. Then I feel the person pulling my shirt. And to be honest, it was more annoying than anything else. I turn around and it's some random dude with a t-shirt tied around his head. You know what he looked like? The rat from Captain Planet. Sidebar. I don't know if it's because one of the first episodes of Captain Planet I watched was the one about terrorism, or if it was the way that his scarf was tied around his face. It felt like a reference to Yasser Arafat wearing a red kippah. But Verminous Scum felt very racist growing up as a kid. He's clearly Arab-coded. This giant mutant rat sells drugs, pollutes water, and gives a displaced Palestinian woman whose house was torn down by Israeli authorities equal weapons as one of the occupying forces, which, while not making them trust each other, does lead to neither of them blowing up the other person. I believe the military term for that is mutually assured destruction, and it is the only thing that has stopped the world from plunging into nuclear holocaust for the past 80-something years. But he's the bad guy. Why was this a kid's show in the 90s? I was 5 years old when I watched this. So this guy had his face tied up like that with a t-shirt. I looked down and I realized, because I was taller than him, this guy has a gun, and I'm on the highway by Chelsea's Choice. And I think, okay, there's a police station just down the road. I just got to get to the police station. There are two problems with that. One, I didn't really remember how far the police station was from that point. And two, this was back when I was 400 pounds. So I look at the guy with the gun and then I start running. I'm trying to run into the road to duck the guy. Cars are coming. This is great. I'm running into traffic, great. And I'm banging on the windows. I'm screaming, help, help, he's gonna kill me, help. And no one stops. Honestly, at no point have I ever been mad at the people, because what were they supposed to do? Get out of their car and also get shot / robbed? The cars drove around me, and now I'm in the middle of the road, looking confused, masked guy with a gun on the other side of the road. He looks at me confused. And then I think both of us at the same time had the same thought, because we both started running. Me from him, him towards me. And in that moment, I remembered animals, when they're being hunted, they run in a zigzag to make their predators get tired. So I'm not only just running uphill on a highway, but also zigzagging in the road from one side to the next. Why did I do that? I'm not a gazelle or an impala. I'm an overweight human being. Here's the thing that they don't tell you about criminals. Criminals are always slender and amateur track stars. I look back and I can see the only one getting tired is me. And the only thing slowing him down is the fact that he's trying to figure out, why am I running back and forth across the road? I mean, the answer is obvious. You have a gun. Anyway, I give up on zigzagging. I don't have the strength. So now I'm just running up the hill on the grassy median in the middle of the road in the dead of the night. So, you know how every time you're watching a horror movie, people are being chased by the killer and then they trip down in the forest and you're like, that's so dumb. Why would you do that? If you fall down, the killer's going to get you. They're right behind you. I remember having that complete thought, followed by the thought, oh, no, that's you. Because I was falling. Somehow I managed to trip down while running up the median. And simultaneously, I was screaming at myself, hey, don't fall down, don't fall down. Didn't work. The crazy thing is, in all of the grassy median on the East-West Highway, I found the one rock, and I found it by landing my knee directly on top of it. So now I get up and I'm like, I gotta keep running. But I'm hobbling up a hill in the dead of night. Let's just skip to the end. I did not escape. At this point, I would like to believe that he, ran up on me, but honestly, he probably just walked up. And so then he's holding the gun to my head. And I looked down the barrel of the gun and I knew that I just didn't want to die. I felt like I had so many things that I wanted to accomplish that I hadn't accomplished yet in life. And I didn't want to die. And so I look at him and I say, "What do you want?" And I remember seeing the confusion on his face. Like this was the first time in his life anybody had ever asked him, what did he want? He'd planned a robbery, he got a gun, he ran uphill on a highway, caught his victim. I never thought, what exactly is it that I want? And so he paused, he had to think about it. And after what seemed like forever, but it was probably just a couple seconds because, things seem longer when there's a gun pointed to your head. He says, "Give me your phone." And I threw it in the road. He picks up the pieces, runs along through the footpath next to CH Reeves. What made me think about this story? It's because I hear Bahamians complain a lot, every day. Complaining is our native tongue. You meet a Bahamian in the bank and you don't know them. How do you break the tension? Boy, this line long, eh? Man, it hard, eh? Hey, this government? Sidebar. Why would anybody want to be in government? Is it for the free parking? Do you know how it works? It doesn't. If it rains, they ask, why didn't you close the schools? If you close the schools, they complain, these children home and they eating up all my food. You open the schools and you feed the kids and they complain, all y'all doing is giving them tuna and grits for breakfast. What about lunch? You cannot win. At best, you can just manage how badly you lose. While I am sure there's a post-colonial explanation as to why people rob the power, lean on the loud emotions of disgruntledness, because, it makes them feel powerful. I don't want to talk about that today. I want to talk about, what do you actually want, Bahamas? Not what is your complaint, not what is your problem. What do you want? Because it's really tiring to see somebody holding a gun to my head and they are confused. We have the power, but I don't know if we know how to articulate our desire or even conceived it. Anyway, that's what we're going to be tackling today with, of course, not Tabas. I'm not even going to pretend. I'm not even going to ask. I know it's not Tabas. I know you guys didn't get Tabas. Fine, whatever. This is Sidebar, 103 The Beat podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. We'll be right back.
Get ready to win Lucky Bucks. Wherever you see this taxi, flag it down.
The boy hard, beating so hard, I will be hard with what here. I'm looking for my voice contestant to ride in the Lucky Taxi. You walk in the taxi, you got to do the Lucky Walk, Oh, thanks. Man, thank you, sir. 85 times 2 is how much, brother? You leave with $170, brother?
I never expected to win as much as I win.
Bang along!
Very excited when the gentleman picked me to ride inside the taxi.
So if I had to choose a game that would stay, it would be Island of Taxi.
You could be next on the Island Lucky Taxi.
You wouldn't believe that number I just played, dropping quick 4. This 5K can come and clutch, my boy.
So you ain't had the mega ball on that?
You know mega ball on quick 4, my man.
Oh, okay then.
Mega Ball, now available on Quick 4. Multiply your winnings with the only 4-ball game that pays $20,000. With a draw every 30 minutes, your chances to win are mega.
I bet you I could beat you running into this long ball.
I bet you my drink will come out before yours. Well.
I bet you I could hold my breath longer.
Bet.
Hey, wait.
If it can happen, you can bet it. So why not bet with us? The Bahamas' #1 online casino, lottery, and sportsbook. We bet you won't find bigger payouts anywhere else but islandluck.com. Winners live here.
Looking for that perfect carpet happy hour experience? Forge connections, fuel success, and feel the beat. Join 103.5 The Beat each and every Friday at Club Waterloo. RSVP now, limited spots available.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Sidebar, a 103 The Beat podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna, and today we have with me, once again, as usual, Not Tabas.
Not Tabas, also known as Patrick Deveaux.
All right, welcome to the program.
It's great to be here.
Again.
Again.
So you heard the introduction. It's not coming from a place of anger or upsetness, but the question has to be asked, wait, do Bahamians complain too much?
The short answer is yes, right?
What's the long answer?
The long answer is also yes.
Yeah.
But it's in a way where I think complaining, because ironically, I think people will complain that your thoughts about them complaining,
how dare I?
Right, is completely wrong. But it's true. But I think they complain in a way where it's not just complaining. Bahamians like to talk. They like to discuss. They like discourse. They like debate, right?
Right.
They like meetings and forums and panels.
They
right?
do love a meeting.
And so I think part of that obviously would include complaining.
Right.
And complaining, negativity in a sense usually gets more
attention.
Attention and engagement than you saying, oh, this thing is great. And then even when you do that, sometimes someone's gonna be like, no, it's not. And then you start an argument, and that whole culture of debate.
Yes, I see, while I don't want to go down the questioning somebody's psychology, right? And this is us questioning our nation's psychology. The fact that, so there are easy emotions and then there are difficult emotions, right? Mm-hmm. And the easy emotions are the ones that they teach you on Sesame Street, All right, those are the ones. They're more or less soft ones. You can teach them to a 4-year-old.
Right.
You're angry. You are happy. You are sad. All right? These are loud emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody necessarily wants to be sad, so we try to avoid that one. But we do know how to express sorrow. But we don't go into the other emotions that adults have. It's like, well, empathy, or I feel uncomfortable, or I feel anxious. Like they require a little bit more nuance to fully interpret them. The loud emotions are easy to recognize, and there's no real commitment to it. Because if you're angry at somebody and you scream, okay, you scream, and then that's it.
Right.
Right? That is, there's no necessary resolution after that. Is that where we just are as a country, where it's like, oh, I only know how to communicate in the loud emotions. I don't know how to communicate in the softer, more complex ones, where it's like, complaining is a loud emotion.
Yeah.
Right? And so you could find the problem with something, but that doesn't move us in any direction. And it's like that, it's worrisome. There's not a question there. But because it's just like realizing that, oh, we just like the loud ones.
And you touched on something like finding the problem. We're good at finding problems.
Right.
We're not great at finding solutions, right?
No.
And I don't think there is even an effort to find solutions most times. Like, everybody wants to talk about the problem, right? Even when you look at,
because it makes them feel
right,
smart.
discussions, and they're like, hey, we're addressing the problem with this, and we're addressing the problem with that. We're addressing. And we look at that word addressing, because are we really addressing the problem? No. Or are we just having a circle logic of reasoning, and then we're coming together to express what the problem is and how we feel about the problem as individuals without providing any sort of solution to the problem?
I'm going to say something that may, sorry to interrupt you, but I'm going to say something that's going to, so I'll be walking down the road and people will be like, oh man, the stuff you say, you're so intelligent, and then go right into, here's what I think is wrong with the country. And then half the time, I don't necessarily agree with them, right? And it's like, the thing that you think is wrong isn't something that is wrong. That's a function. That's not a bug.
Right.
It's just that you don't understand the purpose of this thing, so it doesn't make sense to you. Like, we have to have taxes. You can't not have taxes. And technically speaking, anytime the government makes money, that's a tax. All government revenue is a tax, right? Now, whether the government is taxing you or gathering money from somebody else or whatever,
right?
Unless the government's borrowing, they're taxing. Unless, the offhand chance that they actually make money from NIB by investing in something else, which is, anyway, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But because people think that intelligent people are always finding the problems, I think that sometimes we mistake, if I complain about something, that makes me look smart.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the solutions.
Yeah, it's the solutions.
Which we never have.
Yeah, and again, right? That's the thing. I think everybody wants to look smart, right? And so I feel like that is one of the reasons why everybody wants to discuss and debate all the time. Because it's like, when you meet people and like, oh, you have to be up on the news, you have to know what's going on. Why? Why do I have to know what's going on?
Also, what is the news going to teach you?
Because it's like, so you can talk about it. But why am I talking about it? We don't know. Right. But if you didn't know what happened in Syria or whatever, they're like, you're not informed. Yeah, but what do I do with that information?
Right.
Like, besides just know about it.
Right.
Right.
And it's not like we are trading partners in Syria. That's not going to affect my life in any way, shape, or form.
But so people have this obsession about knowing things. And then, of course, when you know things, you have to prove that you know them. So you grab the nearest person near you and say, hey, what do you think about this?
And you baby bird it, you vomit it on them.
Right. And then we get cuddled in that. And then it's like, oh, yeah, you're smart. You know your stuff. And then they walk away, and then you do it again tomorrow.
With somebody else.
Right.
That recently happened. I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
But with that said, all right, what exactly is it? Because you talk about solutions, right? When a baby cries, the baby wants something.
Yeah.
All right? If we're just going to be talking about basic, loud emotion. When people are passionate about something, it feels like they want something. What is it that Bahamians want? And I mean that almost on a material level. Like, what is it that what are the actual things that they want in your experience? And I guess we could derive that from what are the things that Bahamians often complain about?
I mean, I don't want to simplify it, right?
It's okay. We have 30 minutes.
Of course, it's just my opinion, right? And this isn't just Bahamians. I think the average person
on
the planet just wants to live and enjoy life, right? And the person, and we're not getting into all those the ideas of, well, not ideas, but the issues of homelessness or poverty and things, right? Those are their own issues. But the average person who is fortunate enough to not to be a part of, have those issues kind of be things that they have to deal with. The person who has a job, who is making, okay wage, has a family, friends, people that love and care about them, that person, right, when they wake up in the morning, whatever it is that's causing them to feel like, I don't want to get up out of this bed, I just want to stay here and magically feel great about myself. When they don't feel that way, right, that's the thing that they want. They want to be able to say, hey, my life is good. There is nothing to complain about. And I feel like that's what the average person wants. And anytime there's something that they feel causes that, like as simple as traffic. If you're driving and like traffic is horrible, you curse Nassau. You curse the entire island. And you're like, I wish I didn't live here because it takes me 20 minutes to get somewhere that should take me to. I should move somewhere else. And it's like, that's it. That's all that it takes for you to want to move to Canada.
But it doesn't
traffic, right? And so does that person want traffic to be better? Maybe. But I think it's in the broad sense, they want life to be comfortable and easy, right?
That's the thing. So I hear you. And my response to that almost immediately is, it feels like only people who are in dire straits have less to complain about, because the things that they complain about make sense and are things that can be immediately addressed. If you are starving, you don't care about traffic.
No. In fact, traffic is helpful.
Right, because now you can beg somebody for money. If you don't have some place to live, you don't care about, all these gay people, right? You know what?
One would hope.
But I'm saying, you're homeless.
You have some people who have their priorities.
But there are people who don't have traffic as an issue. They have a job, they have a house, they have a car, they have children, they have free time. And they're still finding things to complain about. And they go and say, the problem is, all these people liking man, or all these children having babies. And at this point, it's like, pick a battle. What do you want?
That doesn't affect them, though.
But I'm saying, they're still complaining about it every day and getting worked up about it. There are people who are upset in this country about children being taught about transgender, when that's not being taught in the Bahamas.
But the question is what they want. Right?
And
if you ask that
person what do they want? What is giving them? What
they will not say, I want children to stop learning. They're not even mention that in their top 10.
You'd hope.
They won't, because they really don't care about that. That's just, like I said.
That's just something they say.
That's something to complain about.
Right. And so what is the actual, and that's the thing. So there is something that is wrong inside of them, all right?
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, that they may not be aware of. That they are just addressing it as this other thing. Sometimes they'll be like, it's too much immigrants, too much this, right? And a lot of times these are just them echoing things that they've heard on television, all right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what is the actual thing? And it feels so much like when you date a gal from Long Island, you ask her, what do you want to eat? I don't know. I don't know what I want. You've never had the experience.
Why Long Island specifically?
Hey man, they know what they've done. All right?
Okay.
But you ask the person, what is it that you want? Because you're complaining about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the things you complain about don't really make sense. What is it that you want? And I don't know if Bahamians necessarily know what they want, right? For all the complaining, because you talk about traffic. Okay, if traffic is such an issue, there are ways to resolve that. Would that make you happy? On the days when school is closed and there's no traffic, is your life better, or do you find something else to complain about?
Yes, it is better.
Right, so
but
traffic was not the problem.
also find something else to complain about.
But traffic was not the problem. And the thing is, it's not even like when there's no traffic on the road, you're happy. You're at neutral when there's no traffic on the road. So what will bring you to a state of happiness so that when something bad happens, you don't automatically go straight into the negative? And the question, if the average Bahamian were to be asked that question, could they come up with the answer? I'm trying to think of, like, if somebody came to me and said, Stephen, what is it that you want?
As a Bahamian?
Yes. just within
because obviously it will be different, from individual to individual. Like people have individual problems and issues that would make them.
We're monolith.
Right?
What are you talking about?
But as a country, that's why I mentioned traffic, because that that affects everybody, right? But I don't know what the random guy in the Honda Prius or whatever. Is a Honda Prius? I don't know. I don't know cars. But
that's your issue right there.
But what his problem is, he might think that he's not buff enough or something. That might be his issue. And maybe his whole life would be way better if he got muscles, but it'll never happen. It'll die without ever achieving that. And so he'll be a sad, depressed corpse.
It sounds like you're saying that the Bahamas needs therapy. Anyway,
some people need therapy.
Yes, definitely. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Sidebar on 103 The Beat, a podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. We'll be right back after this.
Get ready to win lucky bucks. Wherever you see this taxi, flag it down.
The boy hard, beating so hard, but I will be hard with what here. I'm looking for my voice contestant to ride in the lucky taxi. You walk in the taxi, you got to do the lucky walk there. Oh, yeah. Thanks. Man, thank you, sir. 85 times 2 is how much, brother? You leave it with $170, brother?
I never expected to win as much as I win.
Very excited when the gentleman picked me to ride inside the taxi.
So if I had to choose a game that would stay, it would be Island of Taxi.
You could be next on the Island Lucky Taxi.
You wouldn't believe that number I just played, dropping quick 4. This 5 taking coming clutch, my boy.
So you ain't had the mega ball on that?
You know mega ball on quick 4, my man.
Oh, okay then.
Mega Ball, now available on Quick 4. Multiply your winnings with the only 4-ball game that pays $20,000. With a draw every 30 minutes, your chances to win are mega.
I bet you I could beat you running into this long pole. There.
I bet you my drink will come out before yours. Well.
I bet you I could hold my breath longer.
Bet.
Hey, wait.
If it can happen, you can bet it. So why not bet with us? The Bahamas' #1 online casino, lottery, and sportsbook. We bet you won't find bigger payouts anywhere else but islandluck.com. Winners live here.
Looking for that perfect carpet happy hour experience? Forge connections, fuel success, and feel the beat. Join 103.5 The Beat each and every Friday at Club Waterloo. RSVP now, limited spots available.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Sidebar, a 103 The Beat podcast powered by ILTV. I am Stephen Hanna. We're joined with Patrick.
Yep.
We're talking about, basically, I decided that I feel like Bahamians is complaining too much. And I want our people to be better.
Right.
Because I feel like...
complaining.
Here's the thing. There's a place for everything. There is a time when complaining is the correct thing to do. However, it is not always the correct thing to do. All right? The reason why the police force and the defense force and all of the armed forces like to get people of a certain age that is malleable, let's say malleable, is because you have people who will ask a question and then you have people who will ask a question at the wrong time. All right? When somebody says, hey, pick up that vest, put it on, and go around the corner, you don't need somebody to say, why going around the corner? Sometimes, but not in a dire situation. And so every time having somebody to complain and question every step is not always the correct course of action. That was an aside. But the people who are being complained to, most often, I mean, we can say leaders, but it's generally the government.
All right.
All right. I want to ask two different questions. So the first question is like, right, as leaders of the country, how concerned should leaders be with what people are complaining about? All right? Because every time that somebody wants something, it isn't the same thing as what they need. So like, how concerned should our leaders be about complaining? Especially when like people complain, like you just said.
Right.
No matter what, people can find something to complain about.
Find something to complain about. I used to think that the role of any sort of governing body, right, is to, and I say used to think because I haven't thought about this in a while, but this used to be my stance, that they're in place to make sure that you get what you need,
right,
and not what you want. Because the masses aren't always right? The majority isn't always right. Majority may rule in terms of like elections and stuff like that. But once you've elected me, my voice sort of outweighs yours, right? Because you placed me in this position of authority.
Because I think you're smarter than me.
Right. To say, hey, even though you want to eat, chocolate every day for breakfast, that's not healthy. This is what the free breakfast should be.
Right.
And it will not include chocolate. And then people may complain, we want chocolate. And then...
I like how the people sound like 4-year-olds, but they're
right? What some people will do is, oh, if I don't give them this chocolate, they could vote me out. So what I can do is, I'm either going to give the people what they want, they all, become obese and
but that reduces
the sugar
our...
goes up, right? Or
it costs us more
I
money.
stand my ground, I deny them what they want, give them what they need, and hopefully
they see the benefit.
They see the benefit, right? And so I say all that to say that sometimes it isn't important for them to listen. It's important for them to hear the complaints and listen to it. But there has to be a point where they have to make decisions, not based on the loudest voices or, based on what is actually best for the country, right? Because there are some people that, would want certain things that we know that's probably, even if that's the majority, it's probably not the best for the country, the health of the nation at large.
Yeah, and then I think that the listening part is on both ends. So while I do agree that it is important for our leaders to listen to what people are complaining about, that's to get a temperature for things that you may not be familiar with.
Right.
Right? So it's like, there are things that no matter how intelligent I think I am, I ain't gonna know nothing about it. Bro, I don't know what's going on in Cat Island. I only know what's going on in Cat Island when I'm in Cat Island.
Right.
Worse if it's a smaller island, like, I don't know what's going on in Ragged Island. I don't know what's going on in Miguana. I have no idea what's going on in San Salvador. So for me to say, oh, this is what they need, maybe, but also let me listen to what their day-to-day complaints are. That makes sense.
Right.
But inversely, I think that what happens a lot of time is that either as a feeling of the communication from our leaders, all right, to the masses, or the masses not hearing it, we're sitting here and saying, hey, why don't they give us chocolate? Don't they know that dark chocolate helps improve cognitive function, blah, 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 blah. And on this other side saying, yeah, but this isn't dark chocolate. Cocoa Puffs barely counts as, matter of fact, you can't call this chocolate inside the European Union, right? So it's like, if they'd listen to this end as well, but that might be a situation of a loss of communication. Another issue I think that we have is that we see things that work in other cultures and other places, and we say, we should have that.
Right.
But why? Like debates, right? And I used to be a part, a lot of this program is going to be me apologizing for things that I've done over the years, right? And that I've contributed to.
You're talking about like
in ignorance.
Political debates.
Right. Because like on one hand, people say, oh, we should have political debates so we can know what these politicians stand for. Bro, they print out booklets every 5 years. You know what else? You want a debate? Do you know on Wednesdays for the majority of the year that all the two main political parties go inside a room in the Capitol and have debates? They call them debates at the House of Assembly. The truth is, a real debate isn't interesting. A real debate is boring, right? So when they go there...
I don't know. The House of Assembly is pretty entertaining.
No, but that's the thing. The parts of the House of Assembly we see, right? And we have to go back to loud emotions versus the complex emotions. The movie that wins the Academy Award is rarely a blockbuster, right? You have an occasion where a blockbuster does both. Now, we had this conversation before where it's like, you can have a Christopher Nolan where it's like, people both think this is critically acclaimed, as well as the public, it resonates with them. But rarely that happens. What you usually have is everybody likes Avatar, which is just very shiny, floaty. There's no storyline here. And that's not going to win the Academy Award. I don't remember what won the Academy Award that year, but it was an Avatar, right? And it was some movie that most people like, I've never heard of that movie before, or like Boyhood. Nobody cares about Boyhood. I mean, that's also dumb. But the whole point is the loud emotions is what make it through. And so, of course, every time that the budget debate happens, the story is usually going to be somebody stood up and said something crazy, or somebody slapped somebody, or somebody got offended, or somebody switched parties in the middle of it and they crossed the crossover onto the other side of the aisle or whatever. It's always something like that,
right?
Because that is interesting, but that doesn't add to what the average Bahamian cannot tell you what GDP actually means to their day-to-day life. The average Bahamian cannot, and I'm including myself in this, I have an idea of what inflation is, but I can't give you a proper definition of what inflation is. But we all use the word, and we say inflation is hurting us and killing us. Nobody understands how the budget works. All right?
Do we say that?
What? Inflation?
Yes.
I mean, I say it.
It's hurting and killing us.
Yes, inflation. Bro, I make more money than I make more money now than I made 5 years ago.
I've never heard of a Bahamian say that.
I say it all the time. I'll be walking down the road, counting lampposts saying, like, inflation, dog, inflation. Bro, I cannot, I live less comfortably now than I lived then.
That's because you're an adult.
But I had less. I had less things now.
Listen, don't try to make us all old.
Bro.
Listen, I just start making my own bed. Like, these are things. That's hard. Do you know what it is to get up every morning?
We've gotten off topic.
You're right. I'm sorry. But it's true.
The things
it's difficult.
The things that make it through, right? The House of Assembly that we find interesting don't actually benefit us, right? And so we are asking for things that we are sometimes already getting or sometimes won't resonate. Y'all know y'all ain't. Bro, I remember going to a political rally. I won't say for which party.
Sorry.
But I went to a political rally.
That's right. Doesn't matter. They're all the same.
Right, but then somebody stands up inside it and then decides they're going to read off this number list of all the things that their government has accomplished. And they start saying, oh, this percentage of jobs, and this is how many, the percentage of the GDP increase, and this is how this increase, and this, and blah, 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 right? And these are important numbers that they're saying. And the crowd is like, people start talking, they get bored or whatever. And then somebody say, and up next, we have the performer y'all been waiting for. I can't call the person in because then you'd know which party it was, right? And as soon as they say that, everybody say, oh, la, 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 la. And it's like, wow, these persons, these human beings, these children of God, don't care.
Nobody cares.
Right. But it's like, at the same time, people will look for, and they can't even complain properly.
But see, you have to give them...
What?
You have to give them a pass on that one. Because those numbers were probably erroneous.
They don't know that, but the thing is, you have to hear the numbers to know.
Forgive my ignorance, right?
Go ahead.
But do we... And this is me, this is a serious question, because I don't really know. But do we have like a massive issue with like joblessness in this country? Like
yes and no.
And I say massive because of course I know that there might
are people
be,
who don't have jobs.
But I feel like we've created new jobs. Like who was asking for these jobs?
But then also
I just try to figure out.
No, there are. Don't get me wrong. And this is a situation where there are people who are asking for jobs, right? But also, as a complete aside.
And then the type of jobs, like.
Yeah, these temporary jobs or these permanent jobs. That is really what I mean.
Like these jobs are like, oh, we created the X amount of jobs.
Yeah, and how much the jobs paying for?
The full towels. It's like who was asking for a job for full towels?
Full towels would be pretty high up on the list because a full towel job pays better than some of these other jobs.
But what if I don't want a full towels?
Then you don't want that job.
Right, I don't want that job.
Yeah,
so you're not creating any. You just creating. In fact, you didn't even create this. You, someone else.
Yes, but you provided the environment for it.
I'm going to build this massive structure.
But that's the thing.
Which requires slaves, workers, right? So now, like you didn't create that.
But that brings
you just allowed this person to build this thing, which now needs bodies to fill it.
Yes, this is the cost of doing business.
And so it's like.
But this brings us back to the point of people knowing what it is that they want. Right? Because
they want money.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Right.
I don't even think that's it. Right? And I think that the point that you made before the break might be the most correct one. All right? And the one that we would hope that people leave with.
And what's that?
I can't speak for what you necessarily need or want or are complaining about. You can't speak necessarily what I'm the same for me. Nor can we speak for the people out there who are listening, all right? Everyone needs to sit down and honestly think to themselves, is my problem? When election time comes around, when the sitting government and the opposition come to my door and all the independent candidates come and everybody who have either $400 to throw away or borrow $400 from their cousin, they come to you and they say, this is why you should vote for me. If you could only tell them one thing, and if they did this one thing in the next 5 years, it would make you happy. What is that thing? If we get everybody to do that, then we'd be in a better place. Because even the act of doing that for yourself would put you in a better position. All right? And I think that is where we're at. The problem is, beyond people not knowing, because, okay, you can say, I need money. But if inflation is changing constantly every single day, right, and the value of money is less and less and less, I give you money and it's not enough money. Okay, I need more money. And that somehow ties into now inflation and the money isn't of value. You don't need money. What are you using the money for? Do you need a place to live? Do you need food? Like, what is the actual thing that you need, whether that's a material thing or something else? But anyway, I'm being told as Cam waves furiously through the window that we are out of time. So we are going to take another break. You're listening to Sidebar, a 103 The Beat podcast powered by ILTV. We'll be back after this.
Get ready to win lucky bucks. Wherever you see this taxi, flag it down.
The boy hard, beating so hard, I will be hard with what here. I'm looking for my voice contestant to ride in the lucky taxi. To walk in the taxi, you gotta do the lucky walk there. Oh, thanks. Man, thank you, sir. 85 times 2 is how much, brother? You leave with $170, brother?
I never expected to win as much as I win.
Very excited when the gentleman picked me to ride inside the taxi.
So if I had to choose a game that would stay, it would be Island of Taxi.
You could be next on the Island Lucky Taxi.
You wouldn't believe that number I just played, dropping quick 4. This 5 taking coming clutch, my boy.
So you ain't had the mega ball on that?
You know mega ball on quick 4, my man.
Oh, okay then.
Mega Ball, now available on Quick 4. Multiply your winnings with the only 4-ball game that pays $20,000. With a draw every 30 minutes, your chances to win are mega.
I bet you I could beat you running into this long pole.
I bet you my drink will come out before yours. Well.
I bet you I could hold my breath longer.
Bet.
Hey, wait.
If it can happen, you can bet it. So why not bet with us? The Bahamas' #1 online casino, lottery, and sportsbook. We bet you won't find bigger payouts anywhere else but islandluck.com. Winners live here.
Looking for that perfect carpet happy hour experience? Forge connections, fuel success, and feel the beat. Join 103.5 The Beat each and every Friday at Club Waterloo. RSVP now, limited spots available.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madeira Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Sidebar, our 103 The Beat podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna, and this is the Island segment. In this segment, I take an island of the Bahamas and talk about what makes it special, what you should know about it, and if I'm no longer allowed to visit it. Today's island is Grand Bahama. Sadly, the only thing I know about Grand Bahama is there are no ugly gals in Grand Bahama. You just poor. Like, if you had more money, she would look better. It's a natural defense mechanism for gals from Turks, Inagua, Grand Bahama. Okay, the actual thing that I do know about Grand Bahama is similar to how people mistakenly refer to New Providence as Nassau, we mistakenly refer to Grand Bahama as Freeport. As a matter of fact, to show you how Nassau-centric I was, when I would visit Freeport, someone would ask me where I was from, and I would tell them the Bahamas. But what I really meant was Nassau. But that kind of makes sense. Because, I mean, okay, think about it. You have Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Governors Harbor, Luther, and Nassau, Bahamas. Here are a few facts that I've learned about Grand Bahama. Do you know what the capital of Grand Bahama is? If you said Freeport, you would be wrong. The capital of Grand Bahama is West End. And you know, in that way, Grand Bahama is the most Bahamian of islands. Because I mean, how can we talk about it when we don't know where to start? Here we are holding Freeport as the beginning and end of Grand Bahama, when in reality, Grand Bahama is a big island and we have never ventured outside the city limits. Like for real, I have gone to Grand Bahama many times in my, 56 years of life. In my travels, I have never been to 8 Mile Rock. I've never been to Holmes Rock. I've never been to High Rock. There are a lot of rocks in Grand Bahama, which I would have noticed if I had ventured outside of Freeport. I assumed for a very long time that Grand Bahama was just hotels, 3 pine trees, and Pizza Hut. Yes, they have a Pizza Hut. The country doesn't revolve around New Providence, and as such, we need to learn about the rest of the country. The capital of Grand Bahama is West End. The city with the highest number of Grand Bahamians living in it, of course, is Nassau. It's still Nassau. Anyway, actual facts about Grand Bahama. Grand Bahamians will tell you that they have better chicken than Nassau, better Chinese food than Nassau, better hot patties than Nassau, because they have something called a pizza patty, not to be outdone by New Providence's chicken in the bag, where people fry chicken, put them in a brown paper bag. They put their fried chicken in foil. Truly a magic city. Some people say in heaven the streets are paved with gold. In Grand Bahama, their chicken is wrapped in aluminum. This is Sidebar, 103 The Beat podcast, powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sidebar, a 103 The Beat podcast, powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. And keeping in line with my doing better, a couple of weeks ago, I may have had a little rant about how much I hate when people say manners and respect. Do I want people to say that? No. But I also realize that, when you're judging language is the ultimate form of classism. And so there are people out there who this feels like the right way to say something. It's not. It's not. But the way I handled it may have been inappropriate and may have offended some of our listeners. And to them I say, manners and respect. That's the best I can do. You've been listening to 103 The Beat. This is Sidebar, powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. I'll see you next week.